Okay, so this time I am going to be bringing you a disassembly video for a high power. Now this is not a Browning high power, this is a Springfield Armory clone of said high power. You will notice this is not the original extractor. Go on the internet and look up why that is. And another thing you'll notice through this video is that my safety is very clicky. Yours will not be. I've changed out this detent for a cylinder and slide detent. I may do a review on this gun later. But the main thing you need to know is the only difference between this and a normal like Browning or FN high power for the disassembly is that this gun will fire with the magazine out of the gun. So be careful of that if you've got an SA-35. Which, that shouldn't be a big problem anyway. You should be unloading your pistol as you disassemble it. So let's get started. First of all, like I said, magazine out. Now, you have to take the safety off for this gun, on this gun, if you want to check the slide, check the chamber for brass. So we're going to take the safety off and carefully, with my finger away from the trigger, going to rack it back and look in there, and there is no ammunition in the gun. We'll just double check. Now, for the disassembly process, you will push this back all the way, and I'm going to get a good grip on it here. You're going to push this back all the way until you see this notch here, and you're going to flip your safety up into that notch. That holds your slide back, and that is the disassembly position. Next, you're going to push up on your slide stop, and then on the other side, you're going to push out at the same time. That will allow you to pull the slide stop out. Now, be careful because this is now under pressure. You're going to grab the slide and flip the safety lever down. That will allow the slide to slide off, and you're done. Now, for the rest of the disassembly, it is a Browning action, funny enough. So you're going to grab this spring, and this is a 17-pound wolf spring, so you're going to see me struggle. And then you're going to lift the barrel out of its locking recess and give it a little wiggle, and out it comes. Now, the rest of this pistol, you have to knock this pin out here, and that will allow your your trigger lever to fall out. Then you can knock this pin out and your ejector comes out. I don't recommend doing that unless you really have to. Same thing here. You can take the grips off and cock the hammer and run this pin out. That will allow the ejector to fall down, and you just wiggle the main spring out of its path and release, and it all comes apart then. The main thing to know here is on a lot of guns, you don't want to pull the trigger while the slide is taken off and the safety isn't on. On this gun, there's no physical linkage between the trigger and the sear, so it's not a big deal. Okay, now, the fun part is reassembly. This gun is a little bit of a bastard. The Browning action is pretty standard. You drop your barrel into the hood locking recess. That's fine. The next part is twofold. This assembly here, if you put this in upside down, it will go. The first time you fire the gun with a loaded round, this linkage will split in half and your gun will be broken. You'll have to send it back to Springfield or find a... Well, you might not have to send it back. It may come back apart if you're lucky, and then you just replace this segment. But anyway, the main thing to remember is this flat side here, right here, goes towards the bottom, like so. Right? Now, what you're going to do is you're going to turn this gun sideways like so. You're going to slide that spring in as far as it'll go. And here's the fun part. You're going to want to wrap your hand all the way around this, grab this spring like so, and this like so. And you're going to pull back on both at the same time. And it's going to want to kink. It's really going to want to kink. You're going to push all the way back. Son of a bitch. I knew this was going to be a pain. all the way back. Oh, you bastard. Get in there. All the way back. Son of a bitch. Okay. It's wanting to kink on me, as you can see, which is a pain in the ass. So we're going to wrap our finger around underneath, too, slightly. And there's nothing to it but to do it. You're going to get that into the locking recess there. Holy shit. I have never had a handgun that is this hard to do. Let's see. Come on, you bastard. There it goes. Oh my god. You have no idea. I am sweating, but that's what it should look like. And the reason for that is that spring right there, that little ball detent, that is what runs your slide stop. That's how your slide stop works, right there. The next part is easy. Turn your safety off. Got to turn the safety off. Put the slide on. You're just going to link up the slide rails to the frame rails. You're going to make sure that this is sitting kind of straight. It will correct itself somewhat, but make sure it's sitting pretty straight. Grab with your thumb through the trigger guard, pull all the way back, flip the safety on in the disassembly notch, and then you're going to put your slide stop in here, and you're going to line up this part here with this hole here. And it's going to look about like that. From there, you are set. Do your safety check. Safety should go on when it's cocked. Safety should go on when it's half cocked. Safety should not go on when it's not cocked. So there, we're done with that. My fingers hurt.